Hi there, I am Benson and I'm joined here by Hayden Ninja Blight for the Fantasy League show. For those of you who don't know, I've started up a Fantasy League for the ZLTAC competition where people are able to make a fantasy team based on a salary capping system. And there's a number of factors based on how people play in the games that will generate points, and whoever's got the most points for their team at the end of the season will pick themselves up this trophy for picking the best possible team. Ninja here won last year, equal with Payne, who they had the exact same team, which is a bit annoying to me because I only bought one trophy to give. Luckily they're from the same place, so they shared it. Ninja, do you want to run us through what happened last year with your selection?
So yeah, last year the standard deviation for picks were a bit wider, so your rookies were like 450k, and there was like a really bargain pick called Spider that Benson didn't know about. So
Did not know about him.
he ended up being like top 5 in like players, and also like so really good value for points. And then you end up picking like a Wax or so who was 1.8 mil at that time too, so he was pretty like good value too because he topped the points system
By a long
way too. So
yeah, I did try and sort of close the gap from the top to the bottom this year to make it a little bit harder. I've tried to sort of find out about these players, which I like. Spider fell through the cracks last time in terms of valuation. Because I'm doing the valuation myself, I get a little bit of input, but I have to really try and sort of just eye it and hope that I've sort of got the values around right. But also like those picks like Spider, which fall through, are good, I think, for the fantasy league, because it shows people who know what they're talking about and know who the good picks are based on their value, and that's what it's really all about anyway. I think the prime example of one falling through the cracks at the start here was Alex. I had Alex valued at 750 grand. I had no idea who Alex was until I looked at the statistics, and Alex was on 1/3 of all fantasy teams, so I thought that's probably another one that I missed.
I think on the solo ladder at pre-nats he was a C grade 2 or something, which is like a pretty standard player. And that's like 750, and she's playing on dots who are like pushing for top 10, so bonus points for 10 games. So she was only reason I didn't pick her was because she wasn't gonna play any side events originally.
And now she is.
So
and she's
she
been doing alright as well.
Round 3 in doubles or so. Like
just before, and I saw that game. She was playing with GMI. Took a base in like the last maybe 10 seconds of the game to push them straight into round 3. So that's some extra points there. Well, speaking of the points, let's have a look at how we're tracking with the players. Who's currently at the top here? Just having a technical problem here. Transition over there.
Do you want like read it out or something?
Well, while we're trying to get it actually up on the stream, we can just read through it. A couple of Wolfpack players at the top, in Husky and Lakeo. The gap's a lot closer at the top this time though. There's not like a Wax with 100 points more.
50 points, 80 points or so. It's like 846, 836, 825. Then a little bit drop, 804 with Meerkat.
I knew Meerkat would do well. I inflated his number based on what the algorithm sort of spat out, because he's a top tier player playing in a mid to low tier team. So he was always...
Should have left him. It was probably fit.
I knew that he would be popping off. He was always going to do well. Looking at the values of the players though, Stingray seems to be just the best pickup at this top end of the points. 1.1 million.
For 5th of rank. So.
I mean, everyone around him. I mean, Lakeo's up there too at 1.35. But all around that sort of area, you've got the high, above 1.5 million players, which is sort of how I was intending it to be. So I do like that it's a lot closer. I think we have made a few changes to the scoring system, adding in denies and things like that. What do you think of the new additions, like the deniers and Yahtzees and that sort of stuff?
I'm really for the Yahtzees. I think that gives a bit more. So put dynamic in like that middle, like that bottom tier player, like do you pick a person on a bottom tier team that's going to get first place on them, or are you going to take a bottom, like the lowest ranked player on a good team, like because they might be getting more Yahtzees, right? So then you have to try and calculate all of that factor in. So I picked Serenity on my team because he was playing on Grizzlies, and Grizzlies are actually fourth at the moment on the ladder. So
they won all 6 of their Cascade.
Yeah, they won all 6. So so he ended up getting 60 points there.
Yeah.
And then you pick up someone like Alex who they didn't have as good a Cascade, so I think they probably would have got about 30 points. So that's a 30-point offer. But positioning wise, who did better?
Yeah.
Is a question. So.
Yeah. We've got it up here now. The list of the people. So you can see the Husky and the Lakey there. The Wolfpack. At one point, I think after round robin, all top 5 spots were Wolfpack players.
Yeah.
Which isn't super surprising. We can see Lakey up here. I mean, without that Solos win, he'd be down to 7.
Yeah, but he still would be decent.
He'd be up there, but that you can see that side event just that's the difference between 10th and.
This isn't counting doubles, isn't it?
No. So doubles just concluded, and we'll have triple finals after that. I also haven't got LOR in here yet either.
Yeah.
So that's gonna jump Husky up a bit as well.
Yeah.
Coming in the top 3 there.
Yeah. Stalker will jump a little bit too because he just got first in doubles.
And Potato was on 14th.
Yeah.
The duo there.
Grub looks like a good value too. 1.1 mil at 13.
When we go down the list, looking at all these 1 million, above the 1 mil players.
Yeah.
I say Zeropa here at 23rd. We're the first one that we're saying under.
Yeah.
Zeropa's probably definitely one of the best pickups just in terms of value. I mean, you can especially with Stingray at 1.1, you can get a Stingray and a Zeropa for still under the sort of 1 million per player
under
value
wax.
point.
Under wax.
Yeah, under wax's value. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those 2 are definitely good. Having a look a little bit further down, we can see where Alex has sort of come down to. Skywalker's.
Skywalker looked like a good pick.
Where did Alex actually drop to?
Did
I pass her already?
I think you. Where did Alex?
There she is. Yeah, so she was up in the top 20, I think, after the round robin.
Yeah.
Obviously, those harder Cascade games has dropped her points down quite a bit. Still not bad at 500 points for a 750 grand player. I mean, you still take that, but you're seeing a lot of other cheap players around the same area.
Yeah.
You got Undertaker, No Idea there, even myself.
Yeah, I think looking back up there, Skywalker looked like a surprise pick.
Yeah. I think he's actually been doing pretty good. I mean, he had a little trouble in law with terminations, but I think that's just a different play style.
Well, the interesting thing was the international picks, because obviously we don't have much data on them. So basically, it was a roll of the dice on a few of them.
Yeah.
So I went with Dedham, who is a European solo champion at the moment. I was hoping he could get a bit more points like that first placing and stuff, but it looks like Skywalker's actually doing that kind of role on that team. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Just before we wrap up, we'll just go to the leaderboard just to see the current best teams. So pulling up the leaderboard now. So we've got Gooby winning it at the moment. She's been winning the whole time, I think.
I think she went with a lot of mid-tier players. So if we can pop up her team.
Just see where she's got there. So she's got that Stingray pick in there, and the Zeropa, as we were saying, two big ones.
Alex, Blitz. So a lot of 1.2 to 750. Yeah.
Not necessarily the exact completely top players.
Yeah.
I mean, Stingray's up there, but it looks like having a few in the top 25.
Middle tier, kind of that middle bracket. I think I tried doing the similar. Picking a person over 1.5 was a bit big commitment.
Yeah.
Compared to the values of Penguin, Blitz, Stingray, all of that. So.
Yeah, and got Potato's team and Jimmy's team, Falcons team there as well. I think what's good about this is how close this one is right now. I mean, looking last year, as I was going through, it was basically just became who would outperform each other, Wax or was it Husky on the team that was coming second? I believe that was Wham Fox's team. Oh, Four Eyes. Yeah, so the only difference between the joint two teams coming first and the team coming seconds was that one player.
Yeah.
And so it just sort of became a question of, out of those two players, who would do better.
Yeah.
Wax ended up just destroying and started playing even better and better as he went. So it ended up being that the difference. There are still, obviously, you're going to see a lot of the similar players in the top points teams because that's just sort of how it ends up working out. Falcon's picked himself in his team. That's pretty
cool. Well, he's made 2 finals now too.
Yeah, he has too. Yeah, so
backed himself.
Backed himself. You like to see the confidence.
Yeah.
And as is Ghibli. So hey, that's 2 of the top 4 have themselves in their team. So there's something to that.
Myself.
I think you're up there too in like the top 20. I think you're expensive.
I think I'm 15. Yeah, 15 for something, but yeah.
But yeah, like 30 points between third and first. Still a whole nother cascade to go.
Yeah.
And of course the System D. So it could move around a bit. Do you reckon that there will be much movement in those 2 parts of the competition?
Yes, it'll depend on a lot more than low tier players. So Alex, Europa, for me it would be Serenity and Dedham. If they can kind of pick up their game, I might push into top 10. Who knows? But it really comes down to them right now.
Yeah.
Your more solid players like Stingray, you wouldn't think would drop too much. So
especially in the home maze.
Yeah,
I mean, there'll be the players from other regions. The more time they get in the maze, the better they'll get at playing it.
Yeah.
And you can see some movement with them.
Yeah.
The home teams, they still could improve based on all the time that we're playing.
Yeah.
But they have, I think, less of a big like skilled quick climb that the other teams can. So I reckon there might be some movement with some of those out of state players. Even though most of the good players from Queensland at the moment, but that's just how it goes. Yeah. But anyway, like that's the current standings of the fantasy. I'll let you go because you've got to play
I need to find Husky too.
Yeah, find your partner so you can play in the triples. So we've got the triples coming up next, all the way through to finals again, like we have with doubles. And good luck everyone on your fantasy teams. I can try to keep it as up to date as I can with how much time I have, and we'll see who goes home with this one at the end. Thanks for joining me.